Weather for Weather Geeks time on this Wednesday evening, April the 29th. Been kind of a busy day today. The weather's been fine. I actually took a trip up to the National Weather Service office in Cleveland, right by the airport, Hopkins Airport up there, and interviewed the meteorologist in charge of that office about the May 31st, 1985 tornado outbreak. We're coming up on the 30th anniversary of that. That, of course, included the F5 tornado that ravaged parts of Niles, headed over to Wheatland, PA. And that was just one of many tornadoes in a big outbreak, probably the most famous outbreak of tornadoes in this part of the country on record. And we're going to be doing a three-part series on that tornado outbreak and what has changed in the last 30 years in terms of the technology, our ability to warn people, all of that good stuff. A three-part series that'll air in about 3 weeks in the middle of May. Andrew and Jess also doing parts of this. So we look forward to showing that to you. And for my part today, I did an interview up there this morning and this afternoon, and I think we talked about a lot of real interesting stuff. Look forward to showing you that on the air. Well, of course, we've had a beautiful day here today. Sunshine, our high this afternoon was 66. Right now it's 62 as I record this at about 7:30 in the evening, and we've got lower 60s throughout the region. Just a few fair weather clouds around now, but clouds are increasing out to our west as an upper low pivots in from the north and west. What do I mean by upper low? That means an area of low pressure that's most noticeable up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is actually at 500 millibars. Millibars is a way of measuring pressure. Inches of mercury, also another way of measuring atmospheric pressure. Meteorologists often use millibars instead. And this is up at about 18,000 feet. It's a level of the atmosphere we look at to find these disturbances in kind of the mid and upper levels. This closed area here, that's our upper level low, getting set to pivot down through the Ohio Valley tonight and into tomorrow. And that's going to cause the atmosphere to get kind of unstable and lead to some showers here tomorrow. Now notice not much is happening with the upper low right now out to Chicago and into parts of Michigan. But this upper low is going to strengthen some as it comes south and east. So I think we'll have a more active afternoon locally tomorrow than they're having upwind out here to the west. This afternoon. Most of the country is in great shape this evening. Really kind of a ho-hum day weather-wise, with the only real trouble spots being in parts of the south. Had a few inches of rain and some flooding problems earlier from Key West to Miami. A couple of showers in northern Florida and some leftover showers here on the beaches of the Carolinas. That's pretty much it, though, across the country. There's a lot of warm air across the country. It's pushing 80 this evening or late this afternoon up in parts of Alberta and Saskatchewan. There's even some 70-degree readings in parts of Ottawa in Canada. So, it's a warm pattern, and we're just getting started with a warm pattern for a lot of the country, including our region, over the next week. But we've got a speed bump coming tomorrow, and I've been calling this kind of a speed bump because it's just a one-day hiccup in the middle of a pretty good pattern for us. So let's talk about our Thursday and kind of plan things out here. Let me back things up. Tomorrow is the last day of the month. It's the 30th, and the day is going to start, I think, cloudier, but not necessarily all that wet. There might be a shower or a sprinkle around tomorrow morning, but as the kids go to the bus stop and you head off to work, there's not going to be much. Prepare just in case, but I wouldn't expect a lot of showers in the morning. By midday, here's 1 p.m. Notice the most concentrated area of showers will be out to the east, so if you happen to be traveling east on I-80 tomorrow out towards Clarion and DuBois and Clearfield, you'll start to get wet. But I think the best chance locally of getting wet will be as we head deeper into the afternoon. Here's 4 p.m. Again, notice most of this is in Pennsylvania, Mercer County, Lawrence County. Not much going on in the western part of our viewing area. Late tomorrow afternoon, same idea tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. The wettest areas north and east of Youngstown. So I think the highest rain totals tomorrow will be from northern Trumbull back through Mercer and perhaps the eastern part of Lawrence. The farther south and west you are, this might be a couple of hundredths of an inch, and that's about it. For tomorrow afternoon and early tomorrow evening. You could see a quarter of an inch worth of rain north of I-80, especially over in Mercer County during our Thursday. Now, this is going to be gone for the most part by Friday morning. Let's go ahead to Friday morning here. Maybe there's a spritz or a sprinkle, but the sunshine should break out pretty quickly here Friday morning. Notice our moisture is down to the south at this point. If I show you that 500 millibar chart again, you can see our upper low, which right now is up here, but by Friday morning, it's down over North Carolina and getting set to head out to sea. As it does so, that's going to allow a ridge to build in just in time for the weekend, and that's great news for us. This is Saturday. Notice this bulge in the lines here. This is a ridge of high pressure building into the Great Lakes, and we're looking for at least a partly sunny sky Saturday, if not mostly sunny. Same idea for Sunday. We're going to be in great shape this weekend. Here's a look at Sunday afternoon. Show you the upper levels here first. Notice these lines are kind of tilted in the northerly direction, and so that's a ridge in the upper levels. Down here at the surface, the GFS has some bogus green on here. We're going to ignore that for Sunday. I think it turns out to be a nice sunny end of the weekend. And temperatures are going to warm up pretty significantly by Sunday afternoon. GFS is showing 71, 72 in most spots. I think we've even got a shot at 73 or 74 Sunday afternoon. And that's not even going to be the warmest day as we head into next week. Here's Monday. GFS showing 76, 77 here locally. So some of the warmest weather we've had so far this spring. We've hit 80 once, but 77, 78 degrees, that's on the table early on next week. Now, in terms of rain next week, this is a tougher call. There's going to be a front that we're not sure where this is going to kind of lay out. It's going to stall at some point, and here on the GFS on Monday, it suggests that this front's going to stall to our north. And if that's the case, thunderstorms are going to be hard to get going. It's probably a dry day, and yeah, temperatures are off to the races. Now, if the front sags a little bit and is more, kind of closer to I-90 or even I-80, then there could be a pop-up storm in some spots on Monday, especially in the afternoon. And then next Tuesday, again, it just depends on where this front decides to hang out. GFS would suggest it's kind of stalled from Chicago to Detroit to Erie. But anywhere south of there, really, really toasty temperatures for the first half of next week. Overall, the pattern is a warm one, as I've been talking about. This is, again, the 500 millibar level, 18,000 feet up. Here's the weekend pattern, just like I kind of showed you. Our trough pushing out to sea, ridge poking up from the Midwest, gives us a nice weekend. As we head into next week, then, here's Tuesday. And notice nice ridge here over the eastern U.S. with those warm red colors and a trough out here in the west. Usually when we have a trough in the west, there's some sort of ridge in the Midwest or the east, and this will be the case for early next week. And then later next week, here's next Friday, we still have kind of that same idea. Nice ridge on the East Coast, trough in the west. So I think just about all of next week is going to be warmer than average. We're going to be looking at a lot of 70s for highs. Is there a change in the pattern after that and heading into next weekend? We're talking about Mother's Day weekend here. By Sunday the 10th, the GFS would suggest not really. It should stay pretty warm. So we've been talking about how the climate models have been saying that May as a whole is going to be a warmer than average month, and certainly the first week to 10 days of May are looking that way. What happens after that, not real sure, but the first week to 10 days of May, I like the trends we're seeing here. So if you didn't like our cold winter and kind of the chilly weather we've had recently here in late April, I think you're gonna like my forecast a little bit better as we head into May. Well, thank you for watching the Wednesday evening weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you right back here Thursday evening, and you can check out my updated 7-day forecast, all of the numbers, all the good stuff tonight on 21 News at 11. Have a great Wednesday night.